Hey friends, welcome to today's video. Today we are creating this fall inspired makeup tutorial. I thought that, wow, it is like September. We are in the middle of September. It is time to talk about fall makeup. So I wanted to create a look that I felt like you could wear day or night. I am wearing false lashes, but of course you could do without the lashes if you want something a little quicker and a little bit more natural looking. Personally, I love it with lashes. I don't think it's too much at all. I'll have all the products that I used from Nordstrom listed in the description box below. This video is in partnership with Nordstrom. You guys know that Nordstrom is one of my favorite places to shop. I feel like when it comes to a one-stop shop, they're definitely where I go, whether I'm shopping for beauty products, hair care, skin care, shoes, apparel, accessories, kids stuff, stuff for the home. They have everything under one roof. And the reason that I love shopping at Nordstrom is because their customer service is unbeatable. I really have yet to experience better customer service anywhere else, period. So they carry some of my favorite brands, including Charlotte Tilbury, Dior, NARS. We're going to be using some of those in today's video. So if you want to learn how to create this look, let's go ahead and get started. So depending on where you live, you may get cooler temperatures quicker than we do in Texas, but it's still really hot by the time fall rolls around here in Texas. We're like waiting an extra 4, maybe 5 or 6 weeks before we feel those nice temperatures. So I still am going to use a natural matte longwear foundation, but I am going to go and apply a little bit of the Hollywood Flawless filter on my skin in certain areas to give a very subtle glow. So I like this product a lot because you can use it a variety of ways. You can use it like I'm using today, which is basically applying on, fresh, just moisturized skin in the areas that I want a glow, and then I'm going to apply my foundation over it. Now, doing it this way is going to give me a really natural, subtle glow. You can definitely apply this on top of foundation, which would give more of that luminous, effect. You can mix it in with a moisturizer if you want like an all-over glow. You can mix it in with, just actually mix it in with your foundation and then put it all over. But I just kind of want this to be subtle and I want it to be strategic, meaning that I only want it in certain parts of my face. I don't want it all over. So I'm gonna go and do that. And I'm just using a BK Beauty sponge to kind of blot it into the skin. So pretty, look at that. This is probably one of my favorite liquid luminizers because it's truly so beautiful. And I am the shade 3 in this, which is light medium. Okay, now that I've got that, I'm gonna pump out 1 full pump of the Dior Forever. This is the matte, and I am shade 25 Neutral. This is probably my favorite longwear natural matte foundation. It really does just stay in place all day. I know that I can put this on in the morning and it's just gonna look great all day. It's not a foundation that I have to worry about and keep looking, in the mirror throughout the day, worrying if I'm looking shiny or oily. It looks good. It also has such a very soft matte finish. It kind of blurs texture and pores on the skin. I think it's great for all skin types. The only skin type that might not love it is someone that's very dry. You might want something that has, more luminosity to it or more hydration. The coverage on it is really nice. You can get a good solid medium coverage. You can build it up, but I try not to build too much of this foundation because it is more of a natural matte. I don't want it to be too matte, if that makes sense. So if you notice, I'm kind of using more like buffing in circular motions, large circular motions, so that's kind of shearing the product out, giving a more natural application. When you see me do this, I'm building and getting more coverage from the product. For concealer, I'm using the Lancome Tint Idol Ultra Wear Concealer. I love this concealer. It's very lightweight. It stays on all day. It doesn't budge. It has a pretty buildable coverage, so you can get a light natural coverage or you can build it to get more if you want. Because it's lightweight, you can use it all over the face, and I am applying more than I typically would in concealer. I'm going to use a sponge to blend this out too, so it's also going to help give a real natural finish. I am the shade 260 in this. I'm going to use the same sponge, and I'm just using the pointy tip now to blend into and underneath the eye. I love this concealer too for the days that I don't want to wear foundation and I just want to use less product. So I'll use this and I'll kind of, not necessarily put it all over the face, but put it under the eyes, of course, a little on the forehead, a little in the center of the face, and then I'll just blend outward and I'll get good coverage of the whole face. And then I'll just go in with bronzer and maybe a little bit of blush. or just use one of the two. One thing I love to do in the fall is use more like liquid and creamy products. So I love a good cream bronzer, you guys know that, and cream blush. And I'll wear them sometimes in the summer, but you know, it definitely requires more touch up and more maintenance in the summer if you tend to get hot or sweaty or you spend a lot of time outside. But in the fall and winter, oh, I feel like cream products really give life to the skin. So to warm up the skin, I'm gonna use the Chanel Cream Bronzer. I picked this up maybe about 2 months ago and I love it. It's a product that I had back in the day and then I hadn't actually picked up the new formula. I forget when they reformulated this. I feel like it was in the last year or so. So I picked up the new formula. I do find that it's a little creamier. I remember the original one having more of a powder finish where this feels a lot more emollient and creamy. And I'm gonna use the 107 brush and I'm basically just kind of like pressing my brush into the product. And then I'm gonna do the same thing on my face. I'm gonna kind of just press onto the skin to create that warmth. So I'm pressing and kind of flattening out the brush head. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm flattening out the brush head. So even though this brush head can be a little more pinched and give a like thinner like surface area, if you press it flat, it's gonna give you a wider surface coverage. You can also just use the side and do that motion if you want to contour, but I want more of a warm bronzy effect. For blush, I'm using the Clé de Peau Cream Blush in the shade 4. This is one of my all-time favorite cream blushes. I feel like it is totally worth the splurge that it is. It is so beautiful. It's creamy. It doesn't have a shimmer to it though, so it's gonna give you a really nice, soft, very subtle glow because of the texture of it, not necessarily because of the like any pearlescence or shimmer to it. So I'm gonna smile and I'm gonna kind of place it right here on my cheekbones and then kind of blend my way up. Now I picked up a lot on my brush. I didn't mean to pick up that much. But what I love about this product is it's so easy to blend out. I'm just gonna keep kind of blending it and it's gonna do all the work for me. So that's a little bit more than I want. So I'm gonna take my beauty sponge and I'm just gonna kind of bounce it on top. A beauty sponge is such a versatile product. You can use it to, blend product out. You can use it to fix and erase mistakes like I just did. So nice. Oh, I love this blush. I can get carried away. If you let me like stay here too long, I will get carried away. So pretty. Okay, the skin looks so good. I almost want to leave it as is, but I am going to set it with some powder. I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Loose Powder. I am the shade 1 Fair, and I'm going to use a clean 108 brush. I love using this brush when I have cream bronzer and cream blush on because I want to be very targeted with where I put powder on. So I'm going to kind of powder down my nose, powder my forehead a little bit, powder underneath the eyes, around the nose, around the mouth. Basically kind of powder all over the face, but avoid those areas that I have a lot of cream bronzer or cream blush. If you do like to set your cream products, I would grab a brush that is larger and fluffier so that you apply a more sheer application of powder over that cream product. If you use like the 108 brush, like you compare these two brushes, they're very similar actually in shape, but obviously the size is very different. This is going to pack on more product. This is going to apply it very sheerly, and when I'm putting it on top of a cream product, I want it to be real light and sheer. So we're going to do that, but we're going to keep it really light and sheer because I don't want to mattify that glow. I also don't want to break up any of the cream product. So for eyes, I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Luxury Quad Palette in the Pillow Talk shade. It's a really nice, neutral, soft, rosy shade, really beautiful, very soft, kind of everyday palette. So I'm going to go in first and I'm going to build my crease, and I'm going to start with the pink shade here, the matte pink shade. What I love about this palette is even though there is only 4 shades, I'm going to use all of them for this look. And I'm going to kind of work this into the crease. So I'm just kind of building this color by layering it. And you can see that it actually gets a little bit deeper than it looks in the palette. Next, I'm going to go in with this shade right here on the bottom, and we're just going to kind of build the outer corner with it. So I'm going to apply it in the outer corner, and then I'm going to kind of bring it over to cover about halfway of the eyelid. Even when I use a fluffy brush like this, there's so much pigment deposits. Okay, so as you can see, I've kind of built that color from the outer corner. I've brought it over to cover most of the lid. I've left the inner corner of the lid bare, but most of what you're seeing here is now that shade. So I'm taking this shade right here in the BK Beauty 203 brush, and I'm packing this onto the inner corner of the eye. Just packing it right on there. Next, I'm going to take this shade right here, this topper shade, and I'm going to use my finger, and we're just going to kind of press this onto the center of the lid. This is really pretty. It looks very rosy in the palette, and on the skin, it has almost like a rose gold reflex. You see a lot of gold. You can kind of layer it to your liking. I did layer it up quite a bit there, because even though it has a lot of shimmer, it's kind of sheer in color. So I'm gonna line my lower lash line with my favorite eye crayon. This is the Color Chameleon eye crayon from Charlotte Tilbury, and this is the shade Amber Haze. And I'm gonna do a nice, thick line all the way from the outer corner to the inner corner. We're gonna do lashes today so I can have a bit more of a dramatic lower lash line. Then I'm gonna take the palette again, and we're gonna go into this shade right here with the 204 brush. We're just gonna kind of smoke and smudge that line. And I'm gonna take the same pencil and I'm gonna kind of work it into my upper lash line, just so I have a little bit of darkness there, but I'm gonna pop lashes on top of this. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop lashes on, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we've popped on lashes, we've added a little inner rim brightener, and I also added a little bit of highlight in the inner corner of the eye using the lightest shimmer shade in the palette. So I just took our 207 brush and I just kind of worked that into the inner corner. I also added a tiny bit of this, just kind of where I laid that liquid illuminizer, the Charlotte Tilbury Glow product. I kind of reinforce that with a little bit of this, just the tiniest bit amount I kind of put on my nose and then on my orbital bone. Okay, I have these lashes on. I do want to blend my natural lashes into the falsies. So I'm using the small little mini Pillow Talk push-up lashes from Charlotte Tilbury. This came in actually Nordstrom anniversary set that I got over the summer. So I'm just going to kind of layer one or two little coats. You know, obviously I don't need a lot of length because I have false lashes on, but I do want my natural lashes to blend into the falsies. You know, if you have blonde lashes or red lashes or lighter lashes, you definitely want to do this step, because otherwise people will see your natural lashes peeking out of the falsies. And then I'm going to put a little bit onto my lower lash line. I like this mascara because the brush is so like fine. Even though it's a large brush, you can see that the teeth on it, or I call them teeth, they just grab every little lash. They're tiny little bitty teeth that just grab the lash and separate really well. So it's not a mascara that is going to create any clumps or, you know, too much volume. It's more of a kind of separation mascara. So beautiful. Oh my gosh, I love, love, love. I kind of feel like I need a tad bit more blush. Do you guys ever do that? Do you start doing your makeup and then you like reevaluate it and you're like, no, I need more. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go in with the same blush. And I'm just gonna pop a little bit more. Once you have lashes on, I feel like it just, you know, like you can get away with a little more blush when you have lashes on. When I pop falsies on, I'm telling you, it really makes me wanna go get my lash extensions back. Okay, next I'm gonna line my lips, and I'm using the Pillow Talk Lip Liner by Charlotte Tilbury. And I sharpened this right before this video, and I had like black liner in my sharpener, so I have to get that off. Then I'm gonna go in and apply a liquid lipstick. I really like to use long wear, more matte lips in the fall. I don't know what it is. Do you guys do the same thing? I feel like summer is all about like a glossy, kind of plump, hydrated, sheer color on the lips, and fall's more of that kind of lip is the focus feature. So this color is American Woman. It is by NARS. It is their lip pigment. So I'm gonna apply this onto the lip. It's a super, super lightweight liquid lip product. It feels so nice. I just need to do like one layer on my lower lip and kind of press my lower and upper together. And the pigment translates and transfers perfectly. You don't need a lot of it. I mean, it's amazing. This product is so lightweight, but so pigment like packed. You can feel it starting to set and dry pretty quickly. It has a nice comfortable matte wear, so it definitely is not going to have any shine. It's going to give you like that soft powdered matte look, but it feels very comfortable. There's still some like movement in your lips. You don't feel like your lips are dry or cracked. Really pretty. So I just like to press my lips together just to make sure that, you know, the color gets evenly dispersed. So pretty. And the last step, I'm going to set all of my makeup using the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray from Charlotte Tilbury. Just keep that makeup on all day long, please. And this is the finished look. I feel like you could wear this day or night. You could go with or without the lashes. You could always tweak the lip color, but I feel like this is a very fall appropriate makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I'll have all the products that I used from Nordstrom listed and linked in the description box for you guys. Thank you so much for your time watching my videos. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!